think I was wrong about waffle stitches. I suddenly came to a realisation approximately 10 minutes ago that I literally immediately had to share with you, and it is that I was so wrong about waffle stitches. I was so wrong. So today I just want to very quickly talk to you about why I was wrong about waffle stitches, what I've been doing with waffle stitches recently, which I've been super enjoying, spoiler alert. I'll also quickly go over how to make waffle stitches, just to make sure we're all on the same page. And why I think it's important to talk about being wrong, admitting that you're wrong, and how that's relevant to crochet and crafting, and probably to the rest of my life to an extent that I think I'll probably just deny from this point forward. One of the things that I talk about with a fair regularity when I'm talking about two-dimensional crochet is waffle stitches, because I absolutely love the texture and the finish of a waffle stitch, but I didn't like the process. Before we properly dive in, let me just quickly explain what a waffle stitch is. A waffle stitch is a stitch that looks like a waffle. And now, like so many crochet stitches, a waffle stitch is not an individual stitch like a single crochet. It's built from a number of different stitches in a repeating pattern. So we're going to start with our foundation chain, and it's going to be a multiple of 3 plus 1. The number of squares in your waffle grid will be 1 less than the number of multiples of 3. So for example, a foundation chain of 16, which is 5 times 3 plus 1, will make a waffle grid that is 4 squares wide. The basis of it starts with the first row being pretty much just double crochets, and then into the next row you're going to make a 1 double crochet into the front post for every 2 double crochets that you make. So you're going to have double crochet, front post, double crochet, front post. And then when you turn it around, the pattern swaps, so it is double crochet, front post, double crochet, front post, double crochet, repeating. And it gives this literally like an actual edible waffle texture. Not only is this really thick and warm and yarn hungry, but it makes for such a beautiful pattern. It is one of the things that gets the most appreciation when I use it to make something. So of all the various easy to advanced stitches that I've worked with, this is one of the ones that I used to get really frustrated with. I have a blanket that I have been literally working on for years. It's a waffle stitch blanket that I have repeatedly abandoned through boredom and frustration. And yes, I'm an easily distracted person. In general, my favorite thing to do is to make toys, plushies, and I really like the sort of sculpting and shapes of that. But I still love a blanket. I still make lots of granny square blankets. I've recently finished a sedge stitch blanket. I went back to waffle stitch, having abandoned it repeatedly because I love the texture and because I was working on some really small projects. So I was working on crochet keychains, and I did a couple of different ones. I did a sedge stitch one, which was really fun. And then I made a waffle stitch one, and I thought, actually, when I'm making waffle stitch in small amounts, it's not the laborious, boring process that I had decided that it was. And I thought, okay, well, maybe I'll make some bigger stuff with waffle stitch. So I decided that I wanted to make headbands because I like headbands to be heavy and thick and textured, and that was totally the vibe that waffle stitch gave. And having done the little bit of waffle stitch, I thought, hey, this could actually work. And rather than just making one, I have over the last couple of days made 3, and I put my face on to take photos of them today so that I could write up the pattern for you guys. Hopefully that should be up in the next couple of days if it's not up already. And I thought, oh, definitely I'm gonna make a blanket out of this. This was so much fun. And then I realized how many times I have portrayed waffle stitch as not fun. And that was just wrong. I was so wrong. I don't know whether it is a factor of me now being more experienced than I was the first few times I tried waffle stitch, having enjoyed getting into the rhythm of it, or just being like in a different place psychologically. But I have so enjoyed making these headbands that I want to make a big project of it. And when I say big, I mean big. I want to make a big waffle stitch blanket that goes over my sofa. So you're not going to be seeing a reveal of this blanket anytime soon. This is going to be an ongoing project, but I'm confident this time that it's not going to be one that I'm abandoning after a couple of rows each time, because I have totally got into the groove of it. And that is the crux of why I'm waffling about waffle stitches today. It's because just because you didn't enjoy something in crochet previously doesn't mean it's not worth giving it another go. And the way that I did this with waffle stitch, obviously I made a much smaller project with it and accidentally realized that actually I really enjoy it now. But for you, if you came into crochet and you tried to make plushies and it just wasn't your thing, so you stuck to blankets and you'd like a change of scene, maybe try them again. Maybe try something different. I absolutely love how varied this is as a hobby. It's not just sitting making one thing. There are so many stitches, combinations of stitches, and different shapes and designs to try that if you've tried something a while ago, maybe you've changed a bit. Maybe now that you're better, more skilled or faster at crocheting, you'll actually enjoy that thing that you found a little bit laborious and boring at the beginning. And I massively want to apologise for giving the impression that something wasn't fun without really clarifying that that was my opinion based on my one experience, because that's always true, right? And I know that we appreciate and understand that I'm only ever going to give you information from my own narrow perspective. However, I do give a lot of advice and information to people who are really quite new to crocheting, and I think I might have put some people off waffle stitches. Don't be put off them. They're actually really cool and really fun, and this is such a short aside, but I think it's really important to know that firstly, just because I think something isn't the funnest doesn't mean it's not in general. It drives me wild when people are banging on about how they don't like a certain part of crochet, and I'm always very heavy-handed with the criticism of that. And yet I did the same thing myself. So here we are. This is my I was wrong about waffle stitches. And yeah, not the most dramatic thing to be wrong about in crochet, but it matters. And if you found something annoying or boring 2 years ago, maybe you'll love it today. It's worth a try. Have a try with some different things. Tell me what you think. What have you been wrong about in crochet before? What have you tried and then gone, oh no, wait, that is actually good a couple of years later? So the takeaway from this, I suppose, is maybe if there's a part of crochet that you thought was boring before, then maybe you won't now. And maybe you should give it a try again. And maybe it's still boring, but maybe it will be your current fixation and favourite thing. Just like waffle stitches is for me.